As if this person's going to do it. She's part of that world. The Royal Commission call between our most recent episode and today. Elbow probably got a bit unlucky. He was trying to ride out the news cycle and he missed the fires by about 4 days. So he was doing his best to avoid a commission into himself, but
that's true.
Couldn't quite get there.
I think what shifted him is how much this was not a Jewish issue. My main issue is you're trying to have this idea of social cohesion, which is now a euphemism for like Islamist terror, I think. But real social cohesion. You're trying to have social cohesion in Australia, and then you get these two groups of people that before October 7 were actually becoming like more and more intertwined, and their communities were getting closer. And then you say, what can we do to make them feel like they're competing against each other? Let's just, every time we say anti-Semitism, juxtapose Islamophobia. So
let's not forget the reason that Hamas launched the attack in October 2007 was because Israel was about to sign the Abraham Accords, and Israel was about to normalise with yet another powerful Muslim nation. So these people wanted war between the West and Muslim countries, and I'm surprised that more people and most Muslims, I call it in this bracket as good Muslims, peace-loving Muslims, haven't sort of stood up for this. And there definitely are millions of them out there.
I think they are behind. I think people in Australia, in the Muslim community, are supportive of this behind closed doors. Mostly they were terrified that these attacks would blow back onto them.
And they're justifiable, absolutely.
And luckily they haven't. And I think one of the reasons they haven't is because the hero was a Syrian Muslim.
One of the heroes. There were multiple heroes.
Well, you know
this,
what I mean. Like the guy that got the most attention for being a
Trump
hero.
Lover, ironically. But who would have thought that? But
who knows what's going on there. The other thing people are worried about is the
commissioner.
Is that what it's called? The commissioner?
The Royal Commissioner,
yeah. And so I think...
Which I am...
nobody thinks it's great, okay?
My view is she's almost worse than having no commissioner at all.
Well, I tell you why I disagree with that.
I knew you disagree.
Yeah, but one is she's going to be under a lot of pressure. A lot of eyes are going to be on this. And one way or another, there's a light that's going to shine on this. The reason people are opposed to her is because some people are just
absolutely in that category.
So maybe you're
it's almost the worst possible choice.
Okay, so
other than exhuming Yasser Arafat,
and that's because you think that the decision that she made around the idea of free speech
absolutely not because of that.
Was used.
Not because of that at all.
Well, let me finish that sentence though for people that don't know. So she made a decision as a High Court judge because there's no protection of freedom of speech in the Constitution. She made a decision that then became the basis of some degree of protected speech, and that is the precedent that was used to allow the bridge protest. Not by her, but by the Supreme Court judge in New South Wales.
I don't blame her for that Supreme Court judge stuffing it up. That wasn't her
The
fault.
other reason people have got issues with her is because she comes from a very left-leaning...
He picked the furthest left judge in Australia.
Yeah,
She worked at Redfern Legal Centre, for God's sake.
That's another reason.
And I don't think she was never qualified to be a High Court judge either. People say she was
well, there's no qualification required to be a High Court judge.
It's a friend of the Attorney General of the day. Like people think, they're a High Court judge, they're an eminent jurist. They don't write that. They get their lackey 21-year-old genius law students to write that or do all that work for them. They don't actually do any work. They're political appointments who aren't particularly great lawyers. It's just an absolute joke.
But listen, there are good High Court judges. There
absolutely.
are great High Court judges. There are bad High Court judges.
Absolutely.
The other issue...
But she shouldn't have been, clearly... Elbow's no fool. Like this guy's not quite Dan Andrews, but in terms of rat cunning,
he's an astute
up
politician.
There.
Yeah,
and this was just a disgusting appointment. What the commissioner should be looking at is the humongous amounts of anti-Semitism in universities. People like Mark Scott running around and condoning
that will be looked at
as if this person's going to do it. She's part of that world.
Basically, we have to face reality, which is
get Mary Kostakidis to run the Royal Commission, like Craig Foster.
Nobody wants to
the
call
WikiLeaks guy.
No one to Julian Assange.
Julian Assange, what did he do it?
No one wants to call a Royal Commission into themselves.
Yeah.
Elbow's just done it.
Yeah.
So he's got the person. This is the bit no one's talking about. He got his go-to person for hatchet jobs on Royal Commissions. She was the person that did the hatchet job on Scott Morrison for having 52 different ministries, right?
Well, I agree with. But
that was the choice, right? And so obviously he's going to choose someone that he thinks is going to cover him as much as possible. And it's like 11 months, this Royal Commission. It's open your eyes, you close your eyes, you open them again, it's over, right?
I love how he said, we did extensive consultation in choosing her 2 days before he was refusing to have a Royal Commission. So either he was lying there or he's lying there. So he's lying in one point.
He also said it was the fastest Royal Commission ever. I think everyone saw through that. Firstly, it isn't the fastest Royal Commission ever. And secondly, I think everyone knows he didn't want to do it. Like, like his spin didn't work. I will say this. So there should be more commissioners. There shouldn't be one commissioner.
Had it not been this far left campaigning commissioner, I would have been fine with one.
That's one of the advantages of having multiple is that you get different people.
There's very rarely multiple.
I'm going to say someone that I think should have been a commissioner, and you're going to punch me in the face. We are quite a distance away from each other, so your reach doesn't quite get to here, but I am kind of terrified to raise this person. So it's someone who has done very terrible things. I oppose almost everything that they have stood for. Before you're
not going to say Robert Richter, are you?
No. But they're very embedded in the Labor Party and loved by the Labor Party, and have consistently spoken publicly about anti-Semitism, even when the whole Labor Party has largely been against them. And this will give away the rest of it. And I would still consider them, despite the fact that they are probably a bit too buddy-buddy with Xi Jinping. Who am I talking about?
Dan Andrews?
Yep. I would think about putting him on.